What's up? So today I'm here at Precision Health and Wellness Center in Suwanee, Georgia. And today I'm going to be showing you what it's like to get a full body SECA scan. This SECA scan is going to measure our body fat levels as well as hydration levels. And as we know, a lot of us are dehydrated. Now this test offers so much more, and I was actually overwhelmed the very first time I even tried it. So I had my test done last week. I'm going to be showing you what the test is like. We're going to go over the results, and then also stay tuned towards the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you one of the most important health screenings you could ever do to help to optimize your health. So let's walk inside and check out everything this center has to offer. Hey, how's it going? Samantha, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So I just wanted to share with everybody at Precision Health and Wellness Center everything they offer here and what they do. So how did you get this center started? Why? And what services do you offer?
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a lot.
Yes. So in the last few years, we've been working with a lot of physicians.
Okay.
A few years back, we were working with orthopedics, other med spas, plastic surgeons, helping them, educating them on using stem cell products and how to improve their healings and improve pain relief and all of those procedures. And then as we were working with all these providers, we realized that there's really not a place, a center that does everything. And so that's how this concept was created.
So you have a stem cell center in Alpharetta, is that right?
Yes,
okay.
That's right. And we actually have our own lab.
Oh, got it. Okay,
yes.
So this is your first baby, right, of
yes,
this? Okay,
this is
got
the
it.
first baby, absolutely. Yeah. Now the services that we're able to provide on the medical side is a combination of medical and aesthetics. So on the medical side, we're providing functional medicine, we're providing regenerative medicine, we have a integrative chiropractor here providing chiropractic care, and we do a lot of lab work from x-ray to blood work. We do medical weight loss, we do hormone replacement, we do sexual health, gut health.
Everything.
Everything, pretty much. And we can take care of you from inside out and from head to toes. And on the aesthetics, we do hair loss treatment, we do all type of facials and even massage, body contours, you name it. And we have a podiatrist in here.
Oh, wow.
So literally from head to toes.
Oh, that's great. And you mentioned two things, blood work and hormones. And that's what I'm going to share at the end of the video, how that's one of the most important things we can do. And I'm going to get the SECA scan today, but I want to also share that how I would say as early as almost 25 or 21, if you're old enough to drink, you're old enough to get labs done, that people should be looking at this before they start taking any other medications and things like that, right?
Absolutely. Our provider will go into a little bit more detail with that, but having your hormones balanced, that is the most important thing.
Awesome.
That will allow you to make sure you have your health being at an optimal stage.
Perfect. And there's so much more to unpack, but I'm going to try and do this in stages. So we're going to introduce Elizabeth, and she's going to share a little bit more about the full body SECA scan, and as well towards the end of the video we're going to share about why you should get your labs and hormones checked. Elizabeth, how's it going? Hey, pleasure to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Too.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and doing this. And I wanted to share with everyone so much more about the importance of getting hormones tested in labs and blood work. But first off, we're going to start with the full body SECA scan and get that done. But also, tell me a little bit more about yourself. How did you get started in this, and what do you do here?
It's my favorite story. So I'm an advanced practitioner. I got started 30 some odd years ago in medicine, and I have a very, very personal story that has led me down the pathway that I've taken, and it involves my family. Basically, my mother many years ago went from a very healthy individual and had a hysterectomy, and immediately within 5 years was bedridden. And I knew there had to be something that was connected with that hysterectomy. So my passion, began to spark in hormones. My mom also became very obese during that time, and because she was bedridden. So I began to look at her hormones, I began to look at her diet and some things that she was doing. And over a period of about 6 months, we took my mother from being bedridden. We got her off of 18 different medications.
Wow.
And so she went from bedridden to walking 2 miles a day within a matter of 8 months.
That's amazing.
We got her on hormones. She was also diagnosed at that time with fibromyalgia.
Oh, wow.
So she went from someone who was sleeping in a recliner in a lot of pain to someone who was very active. She's now 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's still very active.
That's great to hear.
She is on hormones.
Yeah.
So we keep her diet intact. She knows what she can have and what she can't. And it was an amazing story. It was really incredible to actually watch her go from totally bedridden to active and a happy person.
That's great.
And not in pain anymore.
Yeah,
So.
and most importantly, we want to be pain-free and live a healthy and happy
That's
life.
right.
Now, was this early in your career, or is this the reason why you got started? Was it because of your mom, or?
The reason I got started in down this path was because of my mom, and also my daughter had an experience too.
Yeah.
And so, no, I started off in neurology. I have, like I say, 30 years experience. There really isn't much in the healthcare field that I have not done.
Yeah.
But year after year, I just kept coming back to a naturopathic type of medicine, if you will. I was never happy with the Western way of treating my patients. I just always felt like I was throwing them a pill.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I began to learn more about health and nutrition and diet and lifestyle, and that's why I am where I am today.
Yeah.
And I'm not going anywhere because I love it. So.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so happy to have you here. And there's so much to unpack on this video. We're going to try and keep everything brief, do the scan, follow up towards the end, and talk about the hormones, because I could talk with this woman for like a couple of hours, and I feel everybody that comes into here needs to meet her so they can analyze their health. So we're starting off with the SECA scan. What is a SECA scan?
The SECA scan is a bioimpedance machine. So what it basically does is it takes the human cell and it measures electrical conductivity going through that cell, so we can actually see all sorts of things. About the only thing we don't really see is bone mass, but it has the accuracy of a MRI machine, so it's about 97 to 99% accurate.
Oh, wow.
It'll tell us different like appendicular muscles, so it measures the different weights of your extremities. It will tell us about visceral fat. It'll tell us about body water content.
Nice.
It also gives us a peek into the health of your cells.
No, that's very amazing. And I tell so many people that we need to be hydrated. And as far as with the hydration, if you just drink water the next day, are we hydrated? Or if we drink water that day, or can it take longer?
No, I mean, hydration is a process. You need to continuously hydrate every day. Just think about this. If you hydrate really well one day, and then the next day you don't hydrate at all of that is evaporated, it's excreted, it's gone.
Right.
So you have to hydrate on a daily basis.
Yeah, and that's one of the most important things we can do. And I was a little bummed because I already had my scan done last week to give Elizabeth time to analyze the results. So we're gonna go ahead and show what the scan is like, and then actually go over my results and just show that I'm not perfect, and I'm gonna try to do everything I can to better my health. But being hydrated is one of the most easiest things that we can do, waking up first thing in the morning and drinking water. So let's go inside, let's check this out, and let's get this, show you what the scan is like.
Let's do.
All right.
All right, so we're going to be measuring Frank today. Okay. I'm going to have you take off your jacket.
Got it.
Yes, we don't want any extra
weight.
Shoes weight. Shoes will need to come off. The machine I already have Frank put into our system, so it's very personalized. So what I'm going to have you do is there's 2 markers here. So I'm going to have you put your feet on those markers. And then I want you to do is take your hands and let's go ahead and move this finger over here. Okay. Good. And then I want you to stand up as straight as you can.
Got it.
We don't want you any shorter than you. Then we don't want it to measure you shorter. Perfect. All right, stay put. Go ahead and move your feet out for me to where the little markers are. Move your hands up. Yes, and look straight ahead. So right now what it's doing is it's getting the skeletal muscle. And that was quick, so stay on the machine till I tell you to get off.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's a very quick process. It gives us a lot of information in a very short period of time. So it's now submitting the information to my computer so that I'll have a big, nice printout.
The measurement is completed.
Okay, you can step off now.
And now I'm done?
You're done.
Okay, perfect. So I already had this scan done last week, but I wanted her to have time to analyze results. I just wanted to show you exactly what it's like going through this, and it was a super quick, easy, and painless procedure.
Absolutely. So I went ahead and I printed up his results. He doesn't know them yet. So, you know, the thing about it is a lot of people, when you come and you're on a weight loss journey, many people become very nervous about this process. And they know that they need to lose weight. They know that they need better health. But when you have this test done, it's kind of like an in-your-face kind of thing. So some people are very nervous about it, but it does give us some incredibly good information to help us on your journey. So when I look at this, I know exactly where we need to target.
Right.
All right.
And I was very excited about this because this feels like a very non-invasive procedure.
It is.
So would you recommend maybe someone start here first, or should they get labs drawn and then do this next, or what would be ideal?
I usually ask my patients to do those pretty much in the same day.
The same day, got it.
Yes, and the reason being is I'm very, I really do like my patients to get their labs done because I want to analyze their hormones. And it's been my experience in doing this, Frank, for so many years. I have way too many patients that will be not as successful as they'd like to be and as quick of a time as they'd like to be if their hormones aren't corrected.
Yeah, and I think that's so important that we need to optimize those hormones. And I'm 39, approaching 40, and that's why I wanted to take care of this. I started down this journey as early as 21. Long story short, neglecting it for a decade, again at 30, and now here I am almost 40 and wanting to do this because we're not getting any younger. We need to take control of our health, and this is the best way to do it.
Absolutely. It kind of gives me a nice picture. It gives me a window into what's going on with you, because that way I can actually personalize your plan.
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. So what we're going to do next is we're going to share these results, go over everything, because it was almost like Japanese for me hearing it the very first time. I didn't understand it. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions about it and see if you can dumb it down for me a little bit.
Yes, and so the nice thing about, I give a copy to every one of my patients, their SECA results.
Okay.
And I've put in on each side and even highlight, you know, the information that I want you to pay attention to.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, body mass index is something that most of us are familiar with. It basically, you know, it gives us an indication of a ratio between your height and your weight. All right. But there's also things such as fat mass index, skeletal muscle index. And so that also gives us the skeletal muscle in a ratio compared to your height and weight.
Would you say those are more important than a BMI, especially if someone's more muscular?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, we are now learning in this day and age, after lots of studies, that muscle mass is just as important as fat mass. Because we also now know that muscle holds on to fat. So you can have fat in your muscles and not even know it.
Does this show that, like fat around muscle organs or anything like that, or it just shows the amount?
Yes, no. So this test will show us fat mass index.
Okay.
So this is basically a window or a peek into your cardiovascular risk, your health risk, comorbidities, things like that.
Okay.
So yours, I don't know if you want me to give you a specific
number.
So yes. So his fat mass index is 5.5 kilograms.
Okay.
So you have 39.1 pounds of fat.
Got it.
All right. So you're bordering right along the normal to a little bit. I would say you're in the normal range.
Okay.
You're bordering right in that middle of the road range.
And this is the time of year where I am a little bit heavier, so.
Sure. So fat-free mass index is another number this machine gives us, and what that means is that is your skeletal muscle, water weight, connective tissue weight, everything that's not fat.
Got it.
Okay.
Now, with these ranges here on the green, do I want that to be ideally a little bit higher? Do I want that number lower, or I want
So your fat mass index could be, it depends on, you know, what your personal goals are.
Sure.
If I'm looking at this as a healthcare provider, I'm going to say this gives me a great number because you're pretty healthy.
Yeah,
you
and you want some fat on the body, right? We don't want to have
that's
no
right.
fat.
That's right. So, you know, looking at this number, as you can see, you are well over into the high normal range for the amount of fat-free mass. So
that's a good thing?
That's a good thing because
Great.
that's going to be your skeletal muscle, your water weight, connective tissue, all of that.
Okay.
All right. Now this one gives us a percentage of fat.
Okay.
So it breaks it down. It breaks it down into weight, percentage, distribution. So Frank,
I'm at 19.1% body fat.
That's right.
Man, I got some work to do. No, it's okay. Like every winter I tell people, like I eat a lot more. I haven't been going on walks as much with my dog.
Frank, that's a good number. That is a good number.
I don't think any guy likes to hear that.
That's a good number. It's very good.
Because I would always think like, okay, I need to be like, okay, around 12 to 15 is healthy. And then if I'm doing a photo shoot or something, it needs to be like 8, which I know we don't want to have it dangerously low. So what is the healthy range for a male to be in? Where would you want a healthy male at 40 years old to be?
Right where you are.
Right where I'm at? Oh, boy. Well, if I take off my shirt right now, I'm not happy.
Anywhere from 15 to 20%.
Okay, 15 to 20.
You know,
okay.
there
I
are.
think 15's good.
Yes, there are a lot of men who are really into bodybuilding.
Sure.
They're into lean muscle mass.
But that's not healthy to be lean or super lean, right?
You really do. If you think about this, our body makes hormones from cholesterol. Okay, so you've got to have some fat mass for production of hormones, for cellular health.
I don't want to cut you off and get into a different subject, but cholesterol is very important, right?
It is.
Eggs always get a bad rap, and meat and all those things, but we need cholesterol.
We need cholesterol.
Is good, right?
That's right.
Thank you.
Cholesterol is good.
Yeah.
Good cholesterol, 100%. All right, so let's delve on into the ratio of fat mass to muscle mass.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're looking at skeletal muscle mass, right now you're sitting at about 80, probably about 80%, 80.4 pounds.
Got it.
So that's a very, very good number. So that means, yes, so that means your appendicular muscles, your torso muscles, and you're gonna see that in just a minute.
Okay.
But great number. So yeah, so somewhere between 70 and 100% is considered normal.
Gotcha.
All right.
And obviously, every time you have people come in here, we want to be optimal, right? Could that number be? Could everything be pushed a little higher, or pretty good range?
That's a great range.
Okay, great.
That is a great range. And you also have to consider this number right here.
Yeah.
This is used against, I don't know if you know, but I plugged in your gender, your age, ethnicity. This number is age, gender, ethnicity.
Based on America population?
That's right.
Got it.
So this is a skeletal muscle index. You remember I said that, you know, you have your basal metabolic index. Well, this is skeletal muscle index.
Okay.
So this is the weight of all your muscles. Look at that.
Gotcha.
11.4 kilograms.
Kilograms, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
80 pounds
nice.
of muscle mass.
I like that.
Pure muscle.
Good.
Love it. I'm not going to show you mine.
No, that's interesting. So 80 pounds, and if I weigh, 200, I mean, so that's just like of just muscle, but then the other rest of that, there's some bones.
You have your other
joints
components, your connective tissue.
But that's just the pure
muscle. Right.
Okay.
I want to go on into phase angle because this is a very important number.
That's where I was lost
last
time talking about phase angle.
So phase angle actually represents the cell quality and quantity. So the quality and quantity of your cells, what's inside of those cells, what are those cells doing, is very important because you can actually be a thin, slender person but have unhealthy cells. Okay.
I think a lot of times people think if they're slim and thin that they're healthy.
Right, and many people will go into a weight loss program without obtaining muscle mass. Remember, muscle mass is very, very important. It's a very good determinant of your health in the future.
And everybody should exercise resistance
weight
training,
bearing,
correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this number right here, healthy muscle has a higher phase angle.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tell you the best phase angle is somewhere between 6 and 7%.
Okay.
Yours is setting at 6.2.
Okay, not bad, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Not bad at all, right?
And 7 would be the highest.
7 would be, well, I've seen as high as 8 and 9.
Okay, got it.
So.
And what could increase phasing?
Muscle mass.
More muscle mass.
Muscle
got it.
mass.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Would a reduction in body fat help up that phase angle?
I would rather see you
or
increase
just get
muscle
more
mass.
Just get more muscle.
I would rather see that.
Okay. Keep getting stronger.
Yeah. All right, water ratio. This is telling us the amount of extracellular water to total body water.
Okay.
And then if you were to subtract these two, you would have your intracellular water.
Okay.
All right. And so you're setting at 41.6%, which is 55 liters.
That's how much water is in my body?
That's right.
55 liters.
That's right.
Wow, okay.
Normal is about 60.
So
So-
I'm my hair dehydrated.
Let me show you. Let me
Okay.
find it. There's one on here that's
A lot of results in here.
there is a lot of results.
And that's why this is so important to get this looked at, because she can explain this to you, and it's very different based on everybody's.
Here you go. I want you to
test.
see this one. So
Okay.
this just kind of breaks it down. This is your total body water or your total body water in liters.
Okay.
Okay.
55 liters.
This is your extracellular water.
Okay.
That's things
How do
like
those-
serum
Oh, okay, got it.
and
Outside of the cells.
extracellular, anything outside the cell.
Outside the cells, okay.
Yes. And so like I say, you would just take these two, subtract, and you would get your intracellular body weight.
Okay, got
All
it.
right. And as you can see, water accounts for about 60% of your body weight.
Okay, and then as far as this, is that the, where is my range?
You're well over normal.
Okay, good, so.
Yeah.
So
All
as
right.
far as the hydration of my cells, they're good.
That's right.
Perfect.
So let's see. This right here is just a kind of a cool little body composition chart. It just
Sure.
puts you on a chart, kind of tells you where you are, whether you're passively obese or whether, actively obese. Believe it or not, we do have some people that are very, very active. I have patients who come in here all the time and they say, Elizabeth, I don't get it. I'm working out 5 days a week and I'm still not losing weight.
Yeah.
And that's when I say, I want to check your hormones.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, this is a nice little scale. It kind of puts you where you are. So this is, again, actively, you're active and you're a little overweight.
Okay,
This one
got
is
it.
passively overweight.
Got it.
So this person's not doing anything, they're eating whatever they want, and they're overweight.
Okay.
This one is passively lean. This person is
Interesting.
not
Just lean, not
exercising,
doing
but they're lean.
anything.
Here you are.
Got
Okay,
it.
you're over here in this athletic area where
Nice.
you're kind of right here where you're kind of right in the middle of this.
Yeah.
This is going to show up when you have a good amount of muscle mass.
Okay, got it.
All right. So I like this one right here because
Mm.
this way I can kind of, and it really helps people who are interested in structuring their body the way they want it. So let's say you're going to the gym, you're doing a lot of upper body workout,
And you need a butt.
and you need a butt.
Okay.
Yes.
We need some glutes.
Or you need to
Thighs,
work on
yep,
those
some
lower.
definition,
Yes,
yep.
yes. So this kind of shows you where are you. So it even gives me the weight of each arm. All
Well,
right.
so my right arm weighs a little bit more, and obviously being right side dominant. Okay. Torso, right leg, left leg.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, wow. So right leg 15.6, left leg 16.2. That's interesting because my right leg is bigger as far as size wise, but it's always
Size?
been weaker, and so I know there's more muscle in my left leg, but it's not as tight. And from years of skating, I would jump and land on the ground, so my right leg. It's so interesting. So
Yeah.
my
Well,
left leg is heavier than my right, yet my right leg is
so
bigger.
strength and weight
For different things.
aren't. That's right.
Right. Got it.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times people get confused with strength training because actually if you want to have a lean physique, you can actually lift heavy weights and you're not going to get bigger. It's muscle hypertrophy, those 8 to 12, 15 reps, supersets, drop sets that help enlarge in that muscle. So
So I'm really excited to show you this.
okay.
All right.
Eager to hear about it.
So you get we rate you on a point system.
Okay.
100 being average.
Okay. What's
average-
the max? Or it doesn't. Just 100 is average.
100 is average.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I want to be above that?
Yes.
Got it.
So right now you're at 120, so you get a gold.
Okay.
All right. Your muscular score is 88 points. Your fat points are 32 points.
And is that out
That-
of, or just
Out of 100.
Out of 100.
So, right. So what this is telling me is people who are really wanting to maximize their muscle strength are really wanting to, they've got goals that they're setting, they
Yeah.
want to lose weight, they want to, create more definition.
Sure.
This kind of just gives you a way of rating where you are.
Got it.
All right. So
is there a higher level than gold or 120?
Gold's it.
That's it.
If you go up to 200, you're still getting just the gold. Sorry.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen people go up to 200 or?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No,
What's the
I've
highest?
seen people 150.
150. Okay.
Which is
got it.
That is someone
Is
who
that
is pretty
more muscle,
dedicated.
less body fat. Yeah. Got it.
Very dedicated. So.
Okay.
This right here is a impedance vector analysis.
Okay.
So very complicated, but basically what this is telling us is the health of your cells.
Okay.
Okay. So this is really more related to cellular mass and water mass.
Got
okay,
it.
or water liters.
Okay.
So anything in here, you're about 50%. Anything in the gray zone, you're 75%. Anything out here, you're approaching 95%. So basically, this is telling me your water composition is really good.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to
So,
know.
So I do have, and that's basically
Wait a
most.
second. I think this is very important. I'm so eager. I think now everybody needs to come here. I didn't know it did this. So that's the resting energy expenditure.
It is.
Is this how accurate is that?
It's pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. Okay. So that would be how many calories I'm burning a day doing nothing.
That's right.
2,000 calories. So what if I'm eating 1,500 calories? Is that dangerous?
Well, you're obviously going to lose a lot of weight.
Gotcha. But
Well,
that could,
first
could
thing
that
that's
ruin
gonna-
my metabolism?
First thing that's going to happen is you're going to lose muscle.
So if my resting energy expenditure is 2,000 calories, I should be eating a little bit more than that and then exercise to balance it out.
That's
to
right.
create the
That's
Got
right.
it. See, more people need to hear that because
They do.
sometimes I have people that are under eating and then they're getting weaker. They think they're losing weight, but then they take off their clothes and they're like, I'm still fat, or I'm a little bit, unhappy with my body image. How do I fix that? And I always say strength training, but I like the fact that it shows the energy expenditure, and
Yes.
that's so important to. Maybe that gives us a baseline here if we meet with someone else or with you or Clarissa
Right.
and talk about nutrition, right? We need to
Right.
have that base amount of calories.
Right. And I'd just like to say too, I just saw a patient today going along with exactly what you just said. I saw a patient today, she's been on a weight loss journey, and she came in, her size has decreased probably 3 pant size.
Wow. That's
It's
awesome.
very noticeable weight loss.
Right.
But when I did her bioimpedance, she was very shocked to see
That she lost muscle.
that she lost muscle.
Oh. Because a lot of people, they want to lose weight, and then they lose some muscle. We want to preserve that. That's our fitness bank account,
Yes,
right?
she had more visceral fat, and
But she was smaller.
She was smaller in stature. I did want to say this. This is one thing I kind of skipped over. It's something that most people don't think about, and it's very important.
Yeah.
Fat is an endocrine organ.
Okay.
Fat produces hormones, not good ones either.
Right.
Fat also produces ghrelin. Ghrelin makes you hungry.
Right.
So our goal, yes, is to get down the fat content, get up the muscle content.
And that would balance out leptin, right? To let you know
That's
you're
right.
full.
That's
Got it.
right. So fat also, visceral fat, that's fat around your body organs, also produces a hormone called cytokines. Cytokines are very destructive to the lumen of your blood vessel walls. So that is a precursor to heart disease, diabetes, peripheral
Wow.
vascular disease. I could go on and on.
Yeah. And this is just such a simple, quick scan that gives us so much information, and we haven't even got into my blood work and labs yet.
That's right.
Which is the last thing, and I was talking with Elizabeth last week, and we were just chit-chatting, and she told me that, well, go ahead and say it. What is the missing link that people need to do, or they're going to be frustrated trying to exercise and lose weight?
Hormones.
Hormones, optimized hormones. How early do you think someone should get their hormones checked?
We live in a society where we are just absolutely bombarded with things that cause inflammation in our body. From the food we eat, to the lack of sleep, to the lack of exercise, to cell phones. People don't even think about our pituitary sits right in the middle of our brain. And when you're using a cell phone, consider the radio frequencies that are pounding against that pituitary gland. That's where your hormones begin. So to answer your question, I don't have a definitive answer for that, but I will tell you, I have seen men and women as young as 25 that had low testosterone. Testosterone is incredibly important for so many more things, and I'll save all of that for later.
Important
but
for women too, right?
Very important for women. You know, over a woman's span of a lifetime, she will produce almost as much testosterone as a man, but it's just distributed differently.
Yeah, proportionally.
So yeah, we can go into hormones, you know, another time.
Yeah, definitely another time, because I think that could just be an hour-long podcast with you talking about that. And I feel it's super important. I would almost even argue it's important in 21, because if you're old enough to drink alcohol, I think you're old enough to get your blood work and hormones checked. Because as soon as many people, like I remember I had my first sip of alcohol was 17, I'll be honest. And I think that's when we're going down that destructive path early. Maybe too much sunlight, getting you know, excessive skin damage by being out in the sun and not using proper you know, lotion to block UV rays and things like that. So
it's all about inflammation
and reducing that.
Yes, and our phase angle result that we got on the SECA scan can give me just kind of a peek into what your inflammatory response looks like. There's also lab tests that we can do.
Perfect.
So,
well, what we're going to do in the future is I already had my hormones and my lab work done. We went over the results, but I'm trying to optimize those as best I can. So we'll come back in, or I'll come back in. I'm going to do a lab draw. I'm going to show you what that's like. And also we're going to do a follow-up visit with Elizabeth, and then we're going to go over and see what my hormones like in the past 90 days and see how I made changes, and then see our next best steps. And I'm going to document everything in the journey.
Love it.
Awesome. Well,
I'm
thank you so
all about
much for having me.
You're
Thank
most
you. You are a wealth
welcome.
of information. I really wanted to do this video today and introduce Elizabeth, because this is her specialty. She's been doing this for what, over 30 years?
Yes.
And she's dedicated her life to this. Just like I've dedicated my life to health and nutrition, I think we're going to make an awesome team. And I've been sending a lot of my clients here to get these tests done. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you. Please go ahead and subscribe, like the video if you're new here. Again, my name is Frank. I'm a certified personal trainer, fitness nutrition coach. And on this channel, I'm going to help you feel, move, and look better through mobility, training, and nutrition. And go ahead and share this video with a friend or family member, someone that could benefit from this. Because like I said, as early as 21, she said even 25, our hormones could be on the decline, and I think that's something super important that we should do before we start taking any medications or any drugs or anything else. Get your labs, get your hormones done, get a full body scan, and see what your body is doing from the inside out. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.
It's a pleasure.
I keep on working, got purpose and worth. Music's my cure and this world is my purse. Get rid of this curse with every verse. Of course I've been hurt, but some have been much worse. Leave me alone, get out of my head. Block out the opinions until I am dead. They all go to sleep, but you listen instead. Listen some more and you'll cease to regret. I keep on working, I got it on track. You gonna see my name up on the flag. I sail this ship and I'll never come back. I keep this bitch on the line to attack. Never look back, I make a record like Crash. Top of my bracket I smash, up like a pack. I'm about to stack it like cash. It's gonna happen so fast. Never change my